Everyone, oh, it's kind of dark. Well, can't help it. I wanted to get a nice, beautiful background because these stories I'm linking together are truly horrific. Here's my 4 pillars of my ministry, in case you're new to my web channel. And I always put them in the links below the video. If you have a handheld device, you just click on that down arrow to unfold the description box. You can read this at your leisure, as well as all my other links. Or you can just hit that button that says show more. Hallelujah. It is the 4th day of the 9th Hebrew month. It's actually starting to snow. The rain is starting to turn into snow. And if you can see that. Hallelujah. Very beautiful. Out here at the Mendenhall Glacier and the lake. So I have just a variety of stories that I want to do. I'm going to try to get some more lighting here real quickly. Bear with me. Let's see what you can do about this. Oh, that's much better. Okay. Yeah, that's much better. Hallelujah. Okay. So there's 3 stories that I want to talk about, and I've dealt with the subject before. Whoops, sorry about that. I dealt with the subject before when we talked about the fetuses that were being harvested in Michigan, and it was such a horrific story that I actually had to stop making the YouTube. I posted it, but I couldn't. It was just so horrific. So a lot of you already know, and I've already reported on this, and this is from an article that was published on December 10th, actually, just a day ago. A lot of you know about the official statistics about 800,000 children in the United States being caught up in this child sex trafficking network every year. But what you might not know is that there's actually 8 million children globally. 8 million children globally, which to me, it's utterly horrifying. And yet this is something we need to talk about. Many high-level politicians on both sides of the aisle actively participate and partake of this unimaginable evil. And one of the reasons is, as horrifying as it sounds, is because child sex trafficking is about 10 times more lucrative in terms of dollars than drug trafficking. So this is why it catches up so many corrupt politicians and leaders, and not just even, I'm not even just talking about DC and Hollywood per se, or around the globe. I'm talking about even businessmen, CEOs that are caught up in this stuff. And I'll go ahead and post this article that was published yesterday, and it has all these statistics on there. The headline is, as many as 8 million children are kidnapped and trafficked into sex slavery every year by the global pedophile network, of which many are politicians. Now, there is a video that was actually posted. This is from 2013. And Life Dynamics, a national pro-life organization down in Denton, Texas, they actually had interviews of 3 women that they released on May 3rd, 2013. These were employees of abortion mill clinics. Well, I like to call them murder clinics. And basically, I could read the description here. Mark Crutcher, president of Life Dynamics. While the pro-life movement claims that abortion takes the life of a living human being, nobody on earth knows that better than the people who work at abortion clinics. The lofty rhetoric of choice may insulate those who work in the political and public relations arena, but the day-to-day reality for those who provide those choices is to deal with the corpses and parts of corpses they pull out of their customers' bodies. One abortion clinic employee said, "I thought, well, it's an abortion, that's what he does, but I wasn't aware that it was illegal. Most of the time, we would see him where the fetus would come completely out, and of course, the fetus would still be alive." There's 3 interviews done by 3 different women, all employees of an abortion clinic, and they testify about how basically these babies are born alive, and these fetuses, again, this is a horrific thing to talk about, but they take these fetuses. The abortion mill industry is the other side of the coin of the Satanic pedophile child sex trafficking network, because they will take these fetuses and they will actually use them in satanic blood ritual sacrifices. They will use them to harvest the adrenochrome, especially if they're living, because the amount of adrenal glands that's released when a fetus is alive and they kill it, and this is more horrific than I even want to contemplate, but it is absolutely disgusting what's going on, and why abortion, it's not just the murder of a baby, as horrific as that is, and I'm not trying to downplay it, but they are using this for the satanic pedophile cabals, and that's the point I want to make. Now, there's another article here that I'm going to post as well, and it's called Comprehensive List of Companies That Use Aborted Fetal Cells as Flavor. Cenomix is an American biotechnology company working toward developing additives to amplify certain flavors and smells in food. The company claims to have essentially reverse engineered the receptors in humans that react for taste and aroma, and that they are capitalizing on these discoveries to produce chemicals that will make food taste better. Cenomix develops patented flavor enhancers by using, quote, proprietary taste receptor-based assay systems. These receptors have been previously expressed in HEK 293 cells. HEK stands for human embryonic kidney cells. These cells originally came from a healthy, electively aborted human fetus in the early 1970s. Using information from the human genome sequence, Cenomix has identified hundreds of taste receptors and currently owns 113 patents on their discoveries. Cenomix collaborates with 7 of the world's largest food companies to further their research and to fund development of their technology. Biotech company using aborted fetal cell lines to test its flavor enhancers, and this is one's based out in Largo, Florida. Children of God for Life is calling on the public to boycott products of major food companies that are partnering with Cenomix, a biotech company that produces artificial flavor enhancers, unless the company stops using aborted fetal cell lines to test their products. In 2010, the pro-life organization wrote to Cenomix CEO Kent Snyder, pointing out that moral options for testing their food additives could and should be used. When Cenomix ignored their letter, they wrote to the company Cenomix, listed on their websites as collaborators, warning them of public backlash and threatened boycott. Food giants PepsiCo, Kraft Foods, Campbell Soup, Soleil, and Nestle are the primary targets of the boycott, though Cenomix boasts of other international partners on their website. Cenomix website states that, quote, the company's key flavor programs focus on the discovery and development of savory, sweet, and salt flavoring. This is so... They are using aborted dead babies to feed the gluttony of the Western world and all across the globe, and they're justifying it, and they don't care. They don't care because it makes them all this money. This is so sick. So unbelievably sick. Cenomix notes their collaborators provide them research and development funding plus royalties on sales of products using their flavor ingredients. What they do not tell the public is that they are using HEK 293 human embryonic kidney cells taken from an electively aborted baby to produce those receptors, stated Debbie Vinedge, Executive Director for Children of God for Life, a pro-life watchdog group that has been monitoring the use of aborted fetal material and medical products and cosmetics for years. They could have easily chosen COS monkey cells, Chinese hamster ovary cells, insect cells, or other morally obtained human cells expressing the G protein for taste receptors, Vintage added, but no, they specifically target aborted fetus cells. Because these people that own these companies are satanic pedophiles themselves, and it's their satanic ritual that they're inducing as they sell these foods. It is disgusting. So disgusting. In writing to their collaborators, it took 3 letters before Nestle finally admitted the truth about their relationship with Cenomix, noting the cell lines were well established in scientific research. After hearing Ms. Vintage speak publicly on the problem, angry consumers began writing the companies. Both PepsiCo and Campbell Soup immediately responded. Shockingly, PepsiCo wrote, "We hope you are reassured to learn that our collaboration with Cenomix is strictly limited to creating lower-calorie, great-tasting beverages for consumers. This will help us achieve our commitment to reduce added sugar per serving by 25% in key brands in key markets over the next decade, and ultimately help people live healthier lives." That's how PepsiCo responded when this lady confronted them on using aborted cells from aborted fetuses to enhance their flavors. Campbell Soup was a little bit more concerned in their response. They said, quote, "Every effort is made to use the finest ingredients and develop the greatest selection of products, all at a great value. With this in mind, it must be said that the trust we have cultivated and developed over the years with our consumers is not worth compromising to cut costs or increase profit margins." Well, thank God. Thank God. Jeez. While Campbell did not state they would change their methods, still the response gave Vintage at least some hope. If enough people voice their outrage and intent to boycott these consumer products, it can be highly effective in convincing Cenomix to change their methods. So I'm going to post this article. They list all the different types of foods that are associated with this. You do not want to buy any of this crap, and in fact, you want to make a stand against this. And this is what I'm talking about. It's not just Hollywood and DC. Sorry about that. It's not just Hollywood and DC. It's these CEOs of these major companies as well. So that was such a horrific story. I'm going to just temper this with the beautiful snow. It's really coming down now. Hallelujah. White, fat, fluffy flakes. Here at the Mendenhall Lake, you can't really see the glacier because of the fog, but it's just so beautiful. Oh, how we need such a revival of believers in this country to stop this nonsense. I mean, not even nonsense, just utter horrific butchery and barbaric. How can we allow this to be happening to the least defenseless among us? Human, I don't even want to call it human fetuses, human little tiny babies, humans. They're in the mother's womb, thrown away like trash, and then harvested and used to enhance our food flavors. Give me a break. And we think we're any better than the pagans that were judged in the Bible, in which their civilizations were wiped off the earth? No, we're not. God have mercy on us. Oh, if you like what I'm doing, if you support what I'm doing, I am doing this full time now. So my PayPal is right below this video. You don't have to be a PayPal user to use PayPal to send me a donation. I have a P.O. box that you can send me letters to. And that's below the videos as well. I have a Patreon account where you can pledge any level on a monthly basis. I've got that White House petition. Please sign it. Everyone should. And definitely boycott these foods. It's just, the list is in the article I'm going to post below this video. It's just horrific, guys. Oh, white as snow. White as snow. Though my sins were scarlet. Hallelujah. White as snow. By the power of your blood, Yahshua, by the power of your love, white as snow. Shalom, shalom, guys. Yah bless.